Hello everyone, welcome back to another week. We're here with the wheel picker again to pick our next game. We've added two new choices here. We've added a farming and harvesting game. This is from a comment on Instagram. And then I've also added a two-player game. Kind of have an idea of making some sort of local co-op kind of game. All of these games have some very unique qualities. Of course, we have all of our previous ones from last week as well. So let's just get to it and start spinning the wheel. Alright, it looks like we landed on the infinite runner with levels. So that's going to be a pretty fun one to make. Should be a pretty simple one as well, depending on how I want to design this. There's going to be a lot of stuff kind of going on with it. So I'm going to take a few minutes to kind of jot down some initial ideas, and then I'll be right back to kind of show you all of that. Okay, and we're back. So I've been kind of just running around with this idea in my head. So here's my design document. My general idea for this game is it's going to be kind of like a horse and buggy infinite runner. So you're kind of like the shotgun rider of the buggy, and you have to make sure that you can make it to the next town with all of your goods. So you're going to steer the horses with full motion, like up, down, left, right, to avoid hungry wolves and dastardly bandits. Every runner stage, at the end of it, when you get back to the town, you'll be able to purchase upgrades or maybe repair your buggy, stuff like that. So let's look at what kind of mechanics we want to add for this game. So there's going to be hazards that you would just want to avoid on their own, and then of course we have some enemies, and then maybe some goodies or loot that you can also pick up while also traveling to towns. Player movement normally in these kind of infinite runners are just along one axis, so you either move left or right or up and down or something like that. For this game, I'm going to allow you to completely move however you want. Because we have levels, there's going to be some sort of upgrade system, of course. And then I think when you get hit by an enemy, you're going to lose a little bit of loot, but you're also going to take damage to that kind of part of your buggy, which that'll be kind of part of our lose condition in a little bit. So yeah, also being hit will damage the buggy. So some features here in our thing is the game is going to be constantly moving in one direction. So it's just typical of infinite runners. Honestly, everything is moving in one direction and you're trying to go in the other direction, and you're just going to try and avoid things like that. There will be enemies to fend off, like kind of stated earlier, some wolves and some bandits. So we're probably going to be using a gun for this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be having the player has a limited amount of ammo, or they just have some sort of reload system that they have to kind of be aware of. The game is mostly going to be around movement, so if you're good at moving, you may not even need to shoot, is kind of how I want the game to kind of play out. Next is upgrades for buggy, player, horses, etc. So that kind of stuff is just going to happen, like I said, between every round when you hit the towns. And another feature is going to be like fixing up your buggy. Maybe the horse can get hurt, so you can definitely heal the horse up, stuff like that. Some of the progression here is, like stated earlier, after every stage, that's your upgrade kind of point. And depending on how much loot you bring to the stage is how much money you'll be able to spend on your upgrades. And there's going to be, I think, around 5 levels to beat. I think that's a pretty achievable goal. We have 2 different types of enemies here, wolves and bandits. More enemies might come in if I'm kind of thinking I can do it, but for right now, just the 2 will kind of be in for now. And then our win condition is when you get to the final town, so you've made your whole journey. And the lose condition, of course, is when either you lose all of your loot, so you've taken too many hits and all your loot's fallen out, or your buggy takes too much damage. So if you didn't repair your buggy in the previous town, and you take a couple of hits and like a wheel pops off, then you're probably going to lose. So that's kind of the design document. I also have kind of just a rough drawing of how I want everything to kind of look. So right here in the middle, this is going to be our player. You're going to be constantly moving in any direction that you want, whether you're moving up or over or diagonal. You can move in any direction at all. And then we have our wolves and our bandits. They're going to kind of come from off screen on the sides here. I think that makes more sense than them coming straight down. They're just going to be kind of coming onto the side and trying to kind of ruin your day. Wolves will probably be fast and like they'll go just straight for like the horse or something, where like the bandits, they might wait until you get by them and then they're going to try and like attack the back of your buggy or something like that just to steal loot. So everything's going to be going down. That's what these big arrows here on the side are for. The direction is everything's going to be coming downwards, so it's going to be kind of like a top-down kind of game. Over here on our right-hand side, this is going to be just kind of like a line to tell you where you started, where you are in the line, and then the town that you're trying to reach, so that you have some sort of idea on how long you need to survive. Down here is going to be how much loot you have, so just to kind of keep an eye on, how much stuff I have, and also know how much damage your buggy has taken. I'll probably have this kind of separate images that they change depending on how much damage you've taken. And then I have over here, this is going to be how I show the gun, the bullets, is you might have 2 to shoot, and then after you shoot both bullets, then there's going to be like some sort of reload time, something kind of like that. And I found some assets that I've just been kind of looking at right now. I think these are going to be kind of our starting points for the game. So you're going to kind of start off in a buggy like this with a horse. And then you can upgrade the buggy to then, it's wooden, it's a little bit better. And then finally to like the caravan kind of thing. So something like that I think is going to be kind of our upgrade path for that. Anyways, I'm going to start working on a playable prototype, and when that's pretty much ready to go, then we'll be coming right back for that, so stay tuned. And we're back with the little playable prototype here for you. So this is going to be kind of like the basic idea of the whole game. You're going to be this horse and buggy. You're going to need to try and dodge all of the objects that are coming from the top, and on the side here, of course, there are going to be enemies spawning in too. So let's just hit play and see how it all looks right now. So here you are as the horse and your buggy, and you'll see that enemies will start coming from the side. So this bandit, they will try and get to your wagon, and if they do, then they'll go back to their side. And then you're also going to just try and dodge all of the different obstacles that are coming your way. So far in this game, there is no gun yet, so that's going to be kind of like the next update, but I thought that it was in somewhat of a state that I could show that it's not doing too bad right now. And yeah, so this is going to be more or less the whole game. So I hope you're liking how it looks. Tomorrow will be like another huge update on the gameplay, so make sure you follow my Instagram for that as well if you want to see the daily updates. If you're enjoying this video, then make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss when videos come out. And other than that, I'll see you Wednesday for the update video.